Hello, this is Scott Hartkoff with LyffeLab. We are an AI advisory firm specializing in the built environment sector with a strong focus on the contract furniture industry. We build custom AI solutions and also advise our clients on practical applications of AI. Our flagship product is called LyffeLeads, which is a lead generation AI driven lead source generator, and I'm going to demonstrate that today. We're going to be using human scale as a manufacturer. The model is trained obviously on identifying top opportunities in a market and a vertical for our clients, but it's also trained heavily on the individual dealership or on the manufacturers. So we create what's called digital personas, which are kind of experts on that particular brand that really know how to identify the leads that are really meaningful to that particular company. The algorithm is also built to not just identify the largest opportunity in a market, but really find the opportunity that's new and that the salesperson can go and influence the specification of that particular brand, or if you're a dealership, position the dealership with that particular client. It's a very deep algorithm that's been built that is very effective, but it uses also what's called a waterfall technology and looping technology, which gives you a higher level of confidence in the output coming out of the model. I'm going to go into the model now and just kind of show you how it works. So we're going to start out with, what is LyffeLeads, and it's a sales intelligence platform for the contract furniture industry, for the built environment. Again, it is trained specifically on the brand and the client, and the goal is to identify those opportunities as a hunter that have the highest probability of really influencing the specification and winning the business, to focus your attention on that. And again, as you can see, there's lots of references here to human scale, the products they sell, the vertical markets that they focus on, etc. How many vertical markets can you segment? Up right now, it's close to 70 different vertical markets, including government, obviously the workplace, etc. Courthouses, federal work, libraries, K through 12, higher education, etc. So I said, force rank the top 10 for human scale, and it's saying these are the top 10 verticals for human scale products. And it's saying number 1 is technology, and it's saying here's why. Number 2 is financial, life sciences, etc. So here what I'm doing is I'm going in and identifying the vertical market that I'm interested in, and then I'm saying the geography, in this case Illinois. I'm saying 15 leads. If you don't add how many leads that you want, you're going to get default to 5, but you could put in 20, 25, but typically 10 to 15 work out well. Here I just very simple prompt. Just the vertical, the geography, and how many leads. We do that because the technology knows, the algorithm really knows how to go out and identify these. We don't expect the salesperson to be an expert on writing technical AI prompts, so we make it very easy for the salesperson to quickly understand how to use the tool. So after about just 1 minute and 30 seconds here, it was able to generate the 15 top leads in the technology vertical in Illinois. And you can see it goes from stripe number 1 through EroQ, which I'm not familiar with. And again, they're ranked based on how new the opportunity is, and then how relevant it is to, in this case, human scale. So again, it's saying Stripe is number 1 opportunity. Number 2 is Google. It gives some background information on that. It asks if I'd like to deep dive into the Stripe project. when you go deep into it, you're really going to get a lot of output. So what I'm asking it here, and this is just a good hint, I said number 1, Stripe. I could have put in number 14, number 12, whatever, but I put in number 1, and I just want an executive summary. Tell me a little bit more about this particular project. And here it's outlining, what the opportunity is, gives you a really good insights in that, and then why it's relevant to, in this case, human scale. A little bit of background on maybe some design relationships, historically, and a little more information. Again, this is not intended to give you all the information on the project, but it's going to give you enough information to see if you want to dive deeper into that and put together a sales strategy on the Stripe opportunity. Here I said, well, I'm also interested in the Google project. So again, I said number 2, executive summary, and it's giving us a similar type overview on the Google opportunity. That executive summary prompt is really helpful just to kind of give you a kind of high level overview of the opportunity if you want to go deeper into that. Here I said number 1, the Stripe, and I'm just saying A and D. I really want to know more about if they've identified an architecture and design firm yet on that. It might not have called out one yet, but if not, it also sometimes goes out and tells you about historically what design firms have worked with Stripe. Again, that's just an easy prompt. You could have done it with any of the opportunities above, number 12, number 13. In this case, we're doing the Stripe opportunity. And it tries to identify internal influencers, etc. In this case, Pam Van Sturven, Amy, etc. And this is, again, there might not be one named yet, but historically, who are some of the firms that they've worked with. Very helpful. Sometimes it gives you like really deep information, including all the contact information for that particular design firm. Here, what I'm asking, this can be done for any of your national global accounts. You could put in IBM, you could put in Google, Apple, Starbucks, etc., and then the geography. Here I'm saying Stripe. I'm interested in Stripe, but I want to know what else, what other projects they have going on globally, and give me 10 leads. So I've switched from a vertical market search to a end user search. And here again, it's outlining the top projects for Stripe globally. And you could get an executive summary or a deep dive into any of these by just putting in the number and then specifying what information you needed. Again, the Chicago opportunity that we were looking at, comes up as a number 1 opportunity globally right now. But they're also referring that the Toronto project also could be something that would be worth diving deeper into immediately. It's asking here if I want to proceed deeper into opportunity number 1. I'm saying no. I want to do a new search, and I'm switching totally. I'm saying all vertical markets in Berlin, top 15 leads for human scale. So now we switched over to Germany, and it is providing us with the top 15 leads in that market. And again, they're all forced ranked based on how they correspond to the product offering of the brand and also how new that opportunity is and the ability to get in. If there was a large project in Germany, but everybody knew about it, it was just being, it's kind of at the later part of the procurement, it's going out for tender or RFP, that might not even make it to the list. It's talking again, it's presenting the top 2 or 3 opportunities. I'm kind of interested in Snowflake. Possibly done some business with them in the past. And I'm asking for an executive summary on number 3, which is Snowflake. And it's going out and giving us a summary of the Berlin project for Snowflake. And again, what's really thoughtful is it's really explaining why it feels that this is a good opportunity for human scale. when we added this feature of customizing all of the Life leads, it really improved the value and also the output to be very specific versus having a generic lead generator. Good insights. And here again, I'm going back and I'm switching back over to key account information. I really want to know globally what other opportunities are there with Snowflake. And it's coming back with the Berlin project being important, but there's a real high profile project going on right now in Bellevue, Washington with most likely Microsoft. No, with Snowflake, excuse me. And again, you can see how specific it is to the products that are offered by Human Scale. Goes through and gives a rating, from 1 to 100, how kind of where they should focus your attention. And here again, I'm saying overall, like if you go to any vertical, anywhere in the world, what top 10 leads are there for Human Scale? Which should their major account people be focused on? And it really puts together a really good list of what it sees as the top opportunities. And then again, it's saying number 1 is the Deloitte project, number 2, etc. And then like in the past, you could deep dive into those. I'm saying here, dive deep into Deloitte and also develop a Human Scale sales plan for the Deloitte project. It talks about, how to position the brand, how to approach the client, and giving insights, deep insights into it. Again, it's going into also people that are going to be influencing the final decisions there. Also, as you can see, if there's influencers such as JLL, CBRE, they'll draw attention to that. Here they're breaking it into product categories and applications. How to differentiate Human Scale. Questions for the first meeting. So it's not really just a lead generator. It really puts together a pretty comprehensive sales planning and coaching for the salesperson on the particular opportunity. And here I just even ask a question, describe Human Scale's competitive advantage. And the model does a really good job of understanding how to position Human Scale versus the competition. So that's a brief overview on LyffeLeads. Again, it's a very, very strong focused lead generator for the contract interiors industry. We can also modify it for other sectors like moving companies, lighting companies, audiovisual companies, etc., versus more on the furniture. So we can make that type of customization. Easy to prompt and high level of accuracy. So thank you for your time, and please reach out if you have any questions. Have a great day.